there are times that no will be your greatest blessing from the Lord. You know, God sent Isaiah to Hezekiah. He said, go and tell him that his time is up. Let him put his house to order. He will not survive the sickness that is on him. And then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and began to prove to God why he should live. And he gave such strong argument that God couldn't resist. So God asked Isaiah, go back and tell Hezekiah that he has 15 years in addition. So Hezekiah was the only man that made us know that if your time is up, you can still plead for more. It's not that God was cutting his life prematurely. When he was talking to God, he told God, why do you cut my life prematurely? But actually his life was not, his time was due. But his argument was so strong that God added extra 15 years. But it was in the extra 15 years he received visitors from Babylon. And then he showed them all the vessels of the Lord, the golden vessels and everything. It is out of that error that Nebuchadnezzar saw and invaded Israel and broke down the temple, burnt the temple, held Israel captive for almost 70 years. That is how come he put Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, he put all of them into problems. It was within that 15 years. So he even put Isaiah, who brought the prophecy, into trouble. Everybody in the captivity, everybody. It was in the midst of the 15 years that he gave birth to the most wicked king that Israel ever had, called Manasseh. And Manasseh became the worst king that ever ruled Israel. He was too wicked. He was the one that brought idols into the temple. Brought idols, and idols were residing with God in God's holy temple that Solomon built. Why? Because of one yes that should have been no. You see, the most painful thing is that within the 15 years, when God told him that because of what you have done, Babylon will invade and you will lose everything, he told God that let the Lord do what seems right. Because he knew that he was living. He knew he has finished. Hezekiah knew he has gotten his extra. So he left a problem within the 15 years. Before the 15 years, he did everything right. It is all his mess was in the 15 years. It is not every answer that must come. Sometimes your greatest blessing is when God denies you. There are things that if God does not deny you, it will not only crush you, it will crush your generation. There are things that if God does not deny you today, even though you are fasting and praying about it, but if he doesn't deny you today, there are some of you where the time is simply not up. That's why a particular thing has not been done. If it happens now, it will be a curse, not a blessing. And the all-wise who is seated on the throne knows that if he gives that one to you today, so he is giving you other things, but you are pulling those things aside and say, Lord, this is all that I need. But what you don't know is that thing, if it comes, it becomes your coffin. That is what will come and carry your dead body. I pray for you, Jesus, that may you receive the patience, amen, to accept no from the Lord. Amen. I said, may you receive the patience to accept no from the Lord. Amen. For the last time I prophesied, may you receive the patience to accept no from the Lord. Amen. In the name of the Lord Jesus.